My name is Richard Perry. I'm the Director of Training for the More to Life Foundation, and I have the pleasure and excitement of introducing to you a video about Way of a Warrior. Way of a Warrior is a week-long international world-class event, and we're here to invite you to attend that course. In the following video, you'll meet Brad Brown, who developed Way of a Warrior and along with Roy Witten brought forward the More to Life program in 1981. There are other trainers here, team, and participants from Way of a Warrior. The video was made several years ago, and while it may seem dated in terms of clothes, the message is clear. Way of a Warrior is a way for you to find a place to be who you fundamentally are as a person, to practice that unique being that you are, so that when you go back into your life, you'll have a sense of the possibilities of how to live your life anew. A Way of a Warrior will teach you how to take a powerful stand for the truth, in the truth about who you are, while at the same time opening our capacities to have compassion, caring, and love. Come to Way of a Warrior. Learn to take a stand for yourself. Learn to open your heart and learn what it is that your life is in service of. It'll be an amazing time. We'll see what we can create together, and I hope to see you soon.
The one word I think I would use to sum up WOW is awesome.
WOW is expanding.
WOW has been a life-giving and thoroughly life-enriching experience.
Being here at WOW for me is having an experience of being fully alive and in my body and occupying my body and living through my body and stepping with my body and getting into community with others.
I'm Brad Brown, and I'm the person who thought about Way of a Warrior and brought it into being back in 1988. The idea of having a place away, a place where people could come, like where we are right now, that's away from the city, away from the places people usually live, and with all kinds of people from around the world, they could come together and be about one thing. Because I had an awful lot more to share with people besides the Life Training Weekend itself. I wanted people to have an experience of community and a place where they could just come forward just in a way that I couldn't do it in just 2.5 days. I guess the word I have for warrior is about being for something, particularly for yourself, for people, for the world, for a way of being that's going to last for a lifetime and maybe many lifetimes beyond that. So when I talk about Way of a Warrior, I get really excited about thousands of people have gone through it in the last 10 years. And I say 10 years, that's 1,200 of us who have already done it together.
Welcome to Way of a Warrior.
Are you awake and ready to participate in your training?
Yes.
If you choose to be a Way of a Warrior, fear not about anything. You can't lose. There is a battle to be fought. That's why Way of a Warrior. There is a battle to be fought, a stand to be taken for the revelations that life has for us, and for the creativity to take ourselves and the world forward.
A specific benefit I got from WOW 1 was to the realization of some of my addictive behavior. And the key benefit was giving up smoking.
I'm Sue Oldham, and I'm a senior trainer from Point Richmond, California. I've been training WOW since the very, very first one in 1988. The way I talk about it often to the people that I know that want this work is that it is as if in your life you get a turbojet, and the turbojet just gets right alongside of you and takes you to what you really want and helps you find it even more clearly.
I'm noticing how I've been kind of just skating over the top of what I'm doing in getting here.
Is it not the little things that keep you from those big visions that you're really wanting to create for yourself?
My name is Briggy Kittle. I train and lead the morning movements and the fly. It's all about your body. It's about inhabiting it fully, breathing to your fullest, stretching to your real limits, not your imagined ones, and coming fully alive. After we've done some movements, we get to fly. That's to move our body as fast as we can, given all our limits, and take off the brakes. The purpose of all of that is that you learn to be with yourself and with your environment here and now, and learn to take a stand with your backbone straight, your heart wide open, and your mind razor sharp. So when you go to battle with your mind, you are winning every time. What did you give up?
I gave up having to know what was going to happen.
I gave up having to know what was going to happen next. And
Yes.
that's the miracle part. What happened?
It was free and we were in synchrony.
So you got a gift.
Yes.
The moment you give up something, you got something back.
One of my breakthroughs was running, and finding out that I could run. I've never run before. I've done the gym and I dance and I sing and I do other things, but running is not something that I've considered I could do.
I found that I could stand more firm in my leadership and my authority, which is going to really help me when I go back to Tennessee Tech University, where I run a large Windows NT network, and I can work as a more effective part of my group.
Hello, I'm Ann McMaster. I'm a senior trainer for the Life Training Program and have been since 1985. The one phrase that I would use to sum up WOW would be enthusiasm. By enthusiasm, I mean being enthused, inspirited.
One of the breakthroughs I had at WOW was to get through my anger and to accept my sexuality and that I'm important and I matter.
My name is Sharon Parrish, and I'm a senior trainer for the Life Training Program. When people attend Way of a Warrior, I believe the vision of the Life Training Program gets bigger for them.
My world has expanded. I now have friends that live in South Africa and England and Ireland and Scotland and all over the United States.
One thing I'd say is WOW is just simply fun. It's a chance to come alive and be with other people and come out of your shell, really see what it's like to connect with all different kinds of people. We learn so much from each other.
Another thing I got from WOW was the opportunity to deeply connect with my family. And that was really exciting and an important part of WOW for me.
I would just like to say that the trainers are always awesome, and to have 5 of them training you is an amazing experience. And that is almost reason enough to do WOW alone.
I noticed at WOW how often in my life I'm in resistance to what life brings me. And at WOW that's described as a no to life and a no to the events of life. And at WOW I learned that in order to have the quality of life that I want in the future, it's required of me to change my behavior. And one of those changes in behavior is to find the yes to the events of my life. So for me, I've just practiced that a lot because that's the side of life I want to live on. I want to live in my yes. And so what I found is the more that I do it, the more that I work with going from a no and resistance to life to a yes in life, I get what I want in my life.
And so a warrior's way is about finding that yes and succumbing to the no at times and finding the yes again. What you're about is being here now and receiving what is the gift of the now and the gift of the now. And the future opens up before you. You take your step. You have no claim on the future.
I decided I'm going to get up here today
or else get a t-shirt that says Wimpy Warrior.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere but right here, right now.
We've made progress.
You bet. So warrior's a challenge. Warrior is a challenge to your best self, to my best self. And every time I come into a training, one of these trainings, and there have been over 20 of them now for me, I find my life just becoming vital again and again and again. I find myself with these people, and what I'm teaching, I'm getting.
Right up here on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah!
This is Peggy Jarrett. I have the distinct privilege of being the international coordinator for Way of a Warrior this year, which is going to be happening this summer in Cohutta Springs Conference Center in North Georgia, June 19th through the 26th. And I was privileged to be at the very first Warrior many years ago, back in the late 1980s. When I reflect back on that time, there's so much that's still integral in my life. I mean, it looks like it's a course. You think that this is what it's going to be, 6.5 days and 100 people and international feel, and it is all that. But it is so much more. I can tell you that what I learned absolutely still lives in me today. I think particularly about the ability to really, when a life shock comes in and I have a no, I just have an immediate reaction or huge disagreement with whatever it is that's happened. Often all it takes for me in the moment is to remember, okay, so get the no and go for the yes. And in me to have that sort of warrior stance of reclaiming the yes to what is, including, you know, my flight being canceled for this evening out of California, which is where I'm sitting right now filming this. And I had a humongous no to it, and it didn't take 5 or 10 minutes for me to really get my yes and realize this is the way it is. Now what? All sorts of possibilities. That sounds like a small thing, but if you multiply that act alone, that warrior stand alone, by however many life shocks I've had since 1988, it's a huge thing in our lives to be equipped with and have an experience of, an immersion in for 6.5 days with other like-minded people who want to have more of a yes in their lives. To be able to still live in that manner and draw upon that experience, it is not a small thing. It's a huge resource, and it will be a resource for the rest of your life. I can promise that. I'm imagining the stirrings in you, something in you saying, I want that. Something in you when Brad did that said, I want more of that in my life. What I want you to know is there are a lot of people on the creation team for Warrior this year who would love to have a conversation with you about that. Help you get creative, look at the possibilities, find a way to get yourself there. If something in you was stirred, and I bet you it was, I urge you to follow that stirring. You can contact us at wow2011@moretolife.org, or if you want to register, you can go to www.wowregistrations.org. It's a very simple online secure registration process. You know, it's going to be probably a big deal for you to get yourself there, and I will tell you, it is well worth whatever you go through to say yes to Warrior and then learn more about saying yes to your life.